Hey everyone, welcome back to the Vegan Experiment. Today I will be making hummus, and I will be making 3 different variations of hummus. I'll be making hummus from a Guardian post, which was suggested to me by a friend, you know who you are, which the link will be down in the description for you. The 3 different variations I'll be making is hummus with cinnamon, lemon, and ginger, hummus with parsley salsa, and a garlic hummus that's with marinated mushrooms. Hummus is a decently well-known food item. It's in a lot of mainstream grocery stores, but hummus is mainly made out of chickpeas, and actually the word hummus comes from the Arabic word for chickpeas. So just for some background. All right, so hopefully you guys like it, and let's get started. First, I'm going to be making the hummus with the cinnamon, lemon, and ginger. Here are the ingredients. I have my spiced, the canned or covered, and then the refrigerated items. So here I have a fairly cheap food processor slash blender that I'll be mixing everything into to get it to that nice fine paste-like consistency for hummus. And first I'll be adding the can of chickpeas. So here I have the washed ginger, and I went ahead and broke off a little piece of it, and I'm just going to peel that. You could use ground up ginger if you want, but this will make it taste a lot better. I'm going to use just 1.5. Now I need to grate it. Alright, and then I'm going to be adding 1 tablespoon of olive oil and just put it in the cap, and that's roughly 1 tablespoon. And then I asked for 1 small clove of garlic, 1 tablespoon for each clove. But it says small, and I need half that, so half a tablespoon. All right, then I need to use 1 lemon for now, and I need a little bit of the zest, and then juice it. All right, I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt. Go ahead and stir that up. Usually hummus needs tahini sauce, but actually this recipe doesn't call for it. Which I don't think any of these recipes actually call for it, which is an interesting experiment. All right, that looks good. Now for the other half of the ingredients, I'm going to be cooking them on the stove, and I'm going to be mainly sauteing the garlic, but then the other ingredients are going to be along with that just to make a nice mixture. Put some oil in it first. I'm going to let this pan heat up to a nice medium heat, and I'm going to add another half tablespoon of garlic. Then I'm going to add some crushed bell pepper. I called for fresh red pepper, but I'm going to add some crushed because it's cheaper and I couldn't find any in the store. And then I'm going to add some cinnamon, then some fresh ginger, and let's just simply peel this time. I wish cameras could smell right now because it smells really good. And now that the garlic is going to be a little bit browned, I'm going to add some cilantro. Turn down the heat a little bit. Heat up a little more than I would like, so I'm going to take it off. The cinnamon is in it though, so it does look darker than it usually would. You don't want that color to kick you. Alright, so that looks good. I'm going to transfer this all to a plate. Alright, so here's the hummus. It looks very good. I can't wait to try it. I'm actually going to have it with some Greek pita bread. So here's the pita bread. I'm just going to take a little chunk out of it. Everything. Oh my goodness, it's very good. A little spicy. I could see how a fresh chili pepper would of course like add to it, but it's very good with the dried chili pepper. And the lemon is a nice balance. I don't know if it's just because either I'm hungry right now or what, but this is really, really good. I can feel some like heat in the back of my throat from it. I will definitely be making this again for my whole family, much bigger batch. This is the first one. I will be making the other 2. So here are the ingredients for the next hummus recipe that I'll be making, the hummus with parsley salsa. Alright, so first I'm going to make the parsley salsa. I need 1 clove of garlic, which if you remember from the last recipe, that's approximately 1 tablespoon. But again, I'll be halving this recipe, so I'm just going to use about half tablespoon. And then next I'll be mixing is the parsley leaves. I'll just be taking a couple stems. Make sure to wash your parsley, and if you want to, you can of course use dried parsley, but this just gives it a more fresh flavor. And the other ingredients are olive oil. I use about a tablespoon. And then it calls for 1 lemon for both the juice and the zest, and I'm just going to use about half of it. And I'm just going to whisk that together. add a little bit of salt and pepper. So I just realized that the recipe calls for apparently chopped parsley leaves. So I would have done this before. And a tip for you guys, make sure to thoroughly read the recipes. You know, in the long run, as long as I figure it out, it's all good. All right, so this is the parsley salsa done. So next we are going to make the hummus. Get out that handy dandy food processor. And then I'm gonna add the chickpeas from the other recipe. It calls for half a garlic clove. So that would make out to just under a teaspoon. Then it calls for 1 lemon. I'm just gonna use the other half of the lemon. And then it called for the rest of the lemon zest from the rest of the lemon. Next, I'm going to add a half tablespoon of olive oil. It calls for Greek style yogurt. I'm just using the soy alternative. And it is flavored vanilla. If you want to, you can get a unflavored kind. There was molasses marinade in the original recipe, so it's fine to have a little bit of sweetened in this recipe. So this container is 150 grams, so I'm just using a little bit under half of that. All right, and then salt and pepper. That was delicious. All right, so now I'm actually going to heat the hummus up on the stove, and with the salsa, this will just make a nice combination of warm and cold. And the original recipe did call for having a couple whole chickpeas in this as well, but I personally don't like the texture that whole chickpeas have. I just decided not to, and just have the nice smooth hummus texture. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and plate it up. And here's the parsley salsa, and I put it in the freezer for a little bit as this was heating up. All right, so now it's time to taste it. That was really good. You can definitely taste the yogurt. I could see like trying different kinds of yogurt, like just trying like the plain yogurt and seeing what that does, but it's really good. The parsley salsa just adds a nice like tanginess to it, I guess. Of course it has like lemon in it. Yeah, it's really good. I'll probably make this again, definitely bigger batch. Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed this. So I'm wearing a different shirt, it's a different day. I had some camera difficulties. The camera died on me and I didn't have the charger when I picked up the equipment from my university. And so yeah, here's day 2. The other recipes were really great to make, and I'm excited to make this last one. It's the hummus with the marinated mushrooms. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So here are the ingredients for the garlic hummus with marinated mushrooms. First, of course, are the chickpeas, and again, I'm halving this recipe, so I'm just putting half chickpeas. And then I'm gonna mix that with a head of garlic, and that means basically 2 tablespoons. And then just a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper, a teaspoon of lemon juice. From past experience, I'm gonna add a little bit of water, and that'll make it easier to blend. All right, so I'm putting a pan on for medium, just getting some oil into it. And then meanwhile, while the pan heats up, I'm going to slice these mushrooms. The recipe calls for dry parsley, but I just have the fresh parsley from the other recipe. All right, now I'm gonna be adding the mushrooms. The recipe says to grill them for 8 minutes. I don't have a grill, so. And so while that cooks, I am going to mix the other ingredients together in a bowl. I'm going to combine garlic, just 1 garlic clove is what it calls for. I'm halving it, so half a tablespoon olive oil. So I'm gonna take this other half of this lemon and grate it. Okay, then I'm gonna squeeze the rest of the lemon juice in there. I'm gonna take those seeds out that fell in there, and then I'll be adding some thyme. It calls for 5 grams of thyme sprigs. I'm just gonna put it in there until it looks nice. And then 1/4 teaspoon of maple syrup, a generous helping of pepper, a decent amount of salt, crushed red pepper. And this is when the parsley comes into play. And then some dill, 1/4 teaspoon. First off, I just have to say, this is very beautiful. So I'm already enjoying that I made it just because of how it looks. I ran out of the pita bread, so I'm just gonna dig in with some carrots. Try just the hummus first with the carrot. The hummus itself is really good. It definitely has a distinct garlic flavor to it, which I really like. I'm gonna try to get something else other than a carrot. Make some of everything now. It has a very subtle taste to it, but it's definitely very good. I am particular about textures, and mushrooms are kind of one of those foods, but this is really good just with it cooked, I guess, containing with all the other flavors and textures. I'm gonna take another bite. I'm not getting much of the red peppers, so maybe I put more in than I did last time, or maybe I just haven't hit it right and I mix it well enough. I can't really single out like the dill, for instance. I guess I can taste the maple syrup. It has that like sweet flavor to it. It's really good. I'll definitely be making this again. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you try out some of these recipes. I really enjoyed making them and I loved eating them. If you do try them out, please let me know. I want to know what you thought, what you liked, what you didn't like, with the cost and the taste and the prep time and everything. Try to simplify as much as possible. So if you have any ideas for any other future videos, anything that you're just wondering about being vegan, please let me know. I have a Instagram and there's some polls there, and so I'll be talking about what kind of topics you want for the next video, and we can decide there because it's a vegan experiment. It's for all of us. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.